Before I get started, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawahshi, Yahawah Bashim, Kakadash. This the brother Bakala while I'm here with another hopeful edifying lesson to the elect body of Yahawah Bashim, Yahawah. I don't think it's gonna be too long of a lesson. It's from YouTube News. Right. This is Business Insider. Elon Musk plans high volume production of Nerulink brain chips and says he wants to automate the surgical procedure, right? Automate, that means having robots to perform the procedure, right? This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And what vision is this? Revelation chapter 3, verse 12. It's like Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 through 18. And Revelations might be 12 and 12. I might be mistaken. Let me see. Uh, Let me see. Revelations 12 and verse 12. What did it say? No, Revelations 3 and 10. It's like Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. It says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." Right. So this is this is what the vision is talking about. Right. We're going back to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. Right. That's that vision. That the hour of temptation is going to come upon the whole earth, which is devil going to make it mandate that you take this device right here that's highlighted. A device like this that's highlighted either in your brain or your hands, any form within you. It's going to be mandatory that you have it in you, hand or forehead, which the majority of people on the planet Earth is going to put it in either area, but it can be in other places too on the body. It can be your either right or left hand, and I'm gonna get into this article, right? It says Elon Musk is planning to ramp up production of his Neuralink brain chips in 2026. Says Neuralink develops brain chip implants designed to help people with paralysis and neurological disorders. Musk said that the procedure to implant the devices will be almost entirely automated in a post on X, right? Automated means by robots, right? So that's the fourth industrial revolution. That's the part of the new world order. You know, uh, the Great Reset. Look up what the fourth industrial revolution is all about, and you can see that it's about robots merging man with machine, basically technology, uh, the digital era in its fullness, basically. That's the fourth industrial revolution. It says Elon Musk says he's plan his so like he's planning to ramp up the production of his Neuralink brain chips in 2026 and will automate the procedure to implant them into humans, right? Charagma, right? That's what charagma means, to the cut in, insert charagma, right? Let me see. might be spelling it right. I'm incorrect. Greek. Yeah, Karag. This is it. Salakia. Karagma. Karagma is a Greek word meaning to stamp, mark, engraving, or imprinted sign, right? Derived from the verb karasso, to sharpen or engrave, and and it appears in the Bible, especially Revelations, to signify an identifying mark, like a badge of allegiance or ownership, right? So that's basically what it's about. It's both your so you showing your allegiance to the beast and you're being owned by the beast, like a brand or official stamp on documents or coins, often used. Like another example of is is when it's in the book of the law. It might be Leviticus, if I'm not mistaken, where if you want to be a permanent slave to someone, your owner have to put a I think it's a some type of earring in your nose. I mean, in your ear, signifying that you he owns you. I think that's in Leviticus. Oh, I can't remember what it is. Maybe I try to get it, but it's a signify or identifying mark in the book of Leviticus. If you become a permanent slave of someone, by that your owner will put a gold like a earring or a golden earring into that person's ear, signifying ownership, right? So it's the same concept. It says often used in the context of the beast mark identifying followers. It can refer to physical etching, sculpted images, idols, or figurative decorations of allegiance, representing submission to the Antichrist system, the beast system. So basically, it's engraved. Maybe it'll come up again. To explain this, I just want to get to sharpen. I mean, you're gonna cut into you, scratch, cut. See, karasso is a Greek verb meaning to sharpen, scratch, cut, or engrave, often used in the context of writing, stamping, or carving marks into a surface like clay, metal, or is the root of words like charagma, mark, stamp, right? So it's a cutting, engraved. You're gonna get cut into incision, which is gonna be by syringe, charagma, right? So that's what he's talking about. You gotta cut into your flesh, cut into your brain, cut into your body to get this mark. This chip is RFID microchip, right? Which is radio frequency identification, right? You're being identified by radio frequency, right? It says Elon Musk says he's planning to ramp up production of his Neuralink brain chips in 2026 and will automate the procedure to implant them into humans. Nerulink will start high volume production of brain chips interface devices this year, says Musk in a Tuesday X post, right? Says the startup confounded by Musk in 2016 is developing technology that enables people to control computers using a implanted microchip. Got to be cut into incision or some type of procedure, right? You can be, like you said, it can be, they got to cut into your flesh, cut part of your brain out, part of your skull out. It's a cutting, right? Karagma. Got to cut part of your brain, your skull out to implant this device, for example, or cut into your flesh by syringe. It says its initial focus is on helping patients with severe neurological conditions such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, um, paralysis, or sight impairment, right? So this side of the devil, this is wonders that he's doing on the earth. It's in Revelations 2. Where is it at? Yeah, I'm spelling it wrong for whatever reason. Okay, yeah, this I says miracles. It's like yeah, where's that? It might be 13. Like great miracles in front of the beast. Revelations 19 and 20. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 19 and 20. It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that worshiped, that wrought miracles before him, right? That beast system, right? It says verse 20, Revelation 19 and 20, it says, the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire and brimstone, the lake of fire burning with brimstone, right? So that's that those miracles, because he's saying they can restore, right? That's these false miracles that they can restore people that has Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, paralysis, or sight impairment, right? So those miracles. The book of Second Thessalonians talks about those two people being deceived that refuse not. Basically, talking about 2/3. It's talking about 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to be deceived because they love not the truth. They love, they're not receiving the truth for Yahawah. They don't receive it. They're not receiving it. So they're going to be deceived by accepting this devil's beast system and receiving his RFID microchip, which is the MARK, right? It says its initial focus is on helping patients with severe neurological conditions such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, paralysis, or sight impairment to communicate or regain independence. But Musk has also said that Neuralink's chips could be used to uh, mead, meld human consciousness or artificial intelligence. What's this word? Meld or whatever. Meld. Yeah, meld, blend, combine, right? It says, but Musk also, but Musk has also said that Neuralink's chips will be used to meld or combine human consciousness with artificial intelligence, right? The Internet of Things, and also what they call look up what this you might have to find another search engine. It's called Hive Mind. This devil trying to connect people with these devices. He got nano dust, and connect people's minds. It's a DARPA mind control device or mind control scheme, right? To control your minds, because that's what this ultimately these devils going to have when you accept it. Accept his mark. He can have total control over your mind, right? Mind control, sway your thoughts, actions. He's controlling you. You're going to be his slave. It says Musk also said in Thursday's X post that the medical procedure to implant the chips will move to a streamlined, almost entirely automatic, automated, automated surgical procedure in 2026. Right? It says move to a streamline. What is word streamline? Man? I think it's this second definition is make or organize or system more to make a, a system basically to make an organization or system more efficient or effective by employing faster or simpler working methods, right? So that's what it is. That's why it's going to use robots to make it simpler and faster, right? It says Musk also said in Thursday's X post that the medical procedure to implant the chips will move to streamline, make things more easier, simpler, almost entirely automated, meaning robots, surgical procedure in 2022, 2026, right? And we here, right? 2026 is the new, what they call the new year, which is the Roman god Janus. What they say is the new year is already here. We're in the second day of January, right? Which this Roman god Janus is named after, which the month January is named after a Roman god Janus with two faces, right? It says the Neuralink chip is about the size of a coin. From the chip an array of thin threads, each thoroughly 20 times thinner than a human hair, fan out into the patient's brain, right? Inserting the device has previously required a human surgeon to remove a portion of the individual's skulls, right? Cutting, charagma, before the robotic arm takes over to insert the chip, right? And then in this video, they're gonna basically, this is for educational, fair use, educational purposes, right? For educational purposes and commentary purposes, Fair Use Act. And it's a shame that you have to mention this thing if it's a right or if something that you're allowed to do. Why you have to uh, keep reciting it every time you need to? I mean, every time they want you to, you got to recite a right. That's these devils.
First and most immediate need for a robot is to be able to manipulate these threads and insert them into the brain. So the implant is kind of like this little puck of the secret sauce active electronics, and the electrodes are these tiny little flexible threads that each at the very end have multiple little electrodes that if you get those electrodes next to a neuron, they can record what that neuron is doing. The nature of the device that we're implanting and the way that we're implanting it allows for minimal reaction of the brain tissue to our device to increase the lifetime. In order to do that, the devices are extremely fragile. The threads that we insert that contain the electrodes are tiny, sort of on the order of 50 microns wide, 5 microns thick, 20 millimeters long. So if you take one of them and sort of toss it into the air, it'll sort of float off like a piece of hair. And those tiny little flexible hairs are too small for a human to handle, even with tweezers, and that's where the robot comes in. Computer vision and software, essentially high reliability software, is really important. We've gone from not really being able to track the moving brain, which is critical for humans because the human brain moves a lot, to having this OCT-based system that essentially gives us this 21 hertz real-time view of a 3D volume of the brain that we're looking at. What you're trying to do is very fine computer vision tasks and movement tasks to grab these threads. It's an extremely hard engineering problem. I would say the next big goal for the robot would be to make it so that there's minimal neurosurgeon interface, that a neurosurgeon can walk in and talk to the patient, make them feel comfortable about the procedure, walk them through exactly what's going to happen, and then essentially click go. And the robot will be able to figure out exactly what the specific topography of the patient will be, target the areas, and take the surgery from the patient coming in and sitting down to them walking out of the door that same day. If we make this so automated and safe and fast that anyone can get it, even the idea of really fast keyboard and mouse for myself that I don't need to use my hands for is super alluring. I'm excited for the robot to help a human patient restore someone's motor function that they lost. That would be super cool.
Look at this. Look at that. Look at this right there. What is that?
Even the idea of really fast keyboard and mouse for myself that I don't need to use my hands for is super alluring. I'm excited for the.
And right there, what is that? You see, that's this devil, man. You know what I'm saying? What is that? He's trying to cause confusion. You don't know what that is, and then he's trying to give off some um some feel like he's of a gender that he's not. That's this devil causing confusion. More or less trying to link this devil with females, probably, so he can act like he can get the feel of a female. You know what I'm saying? Artificially.
Robot to help a human patient restore someone's motor function that they lost. That would be super cool. Over the last 3 years, Nerulink has felt like it has grown from a garage project into a real product. Not only do you get to work on robots, but you also get to interact with other people who don't typically use robots. I knew nothing about neurosurgery before coming to Nerulink. I can come in as a robotics expert and know that there are neurosurgeons here, neuroscientists here, who essentially can act as my knowledge base for neurosurgery and neuroscience. That's why I think it's the place to be.
See, yeah. So they show you that, and then like I said, that whatever that is, you know what it is, confusion. I can see it, man. Like they try to link these. They probably already doing it. Link these weirdos with females, so they can act like I know exactly how a female acts or feels, so I can perpetrate that. Right? Confusion. The sickening wickedness, man. It says Nolan Arbo, a quadriplegic quadriplegic who became the company's first human patient in January 2024, previously told Business Insider the implant has helped him regain independence and control in his life and make new social connections. Right. In September 2025, Nerulink said in a post on X that 12 people around the world had now received implants and were actively using them. Right. Going back to Revelations chapter 3 and 10, it says 12 people around the world are actively using these devices. This is Revelation chapter 3 and 10. Again, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? Come upon all the world. So he says 12 people around the world has now received the implants and are actively using them. So there's going to become an hour, a time, where this devil's going to make it mandatory to continue living in this devil society, which he's slowly gradualism, or what's this word? Insidious, right? Insidious, insidiously.
Insidiously.
It says in a gradual or subtle way, but with harmful effects, right? So that's how this devil is taking over. He's putting a squeeze on society, the world for that matter, by his laws, his unrighteous decrees and policies, and ability to change things through laws, through policies, to to enslave you and control you, right? He's doing it in an insidious way, and people are not recognizing it. People don't see it. A lot of people don't see it. Some people do, but the majority of these people don't see it, and that's what this devil is doing. He's gradually taking over control of your life by ways of unrighteous decrees and laws and policies. But that's how he's going to make it mandatory. That's the hour he's going to make it mandatory that you have to receive his RFID microchip, Revelation chapter 13, in order to conduct yourself regularly in society that he's controlling, right? I'm going to go back to Habakkuk chapter 2, and that's it. That should be it. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and 3. I'm going to read it out the Amplified, right? Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for the appointed time, future. Salakia, for the vision is yet for the appointed future time. It hurries towards the goal of fulfillment. It will not fail, even though it delays. It won't. Even though it delays, wait patiently for it, because it will certainly come. It will not delay, and we hear, right? He says he's gonna ramp it up. The devil shall, and that is Revelations 12 and 12, I think. He says he's gonna ramp it up, meaning, yeah, Revelations 12 and 12, he's going to ramp it up, meaning this, right? This is Revelation chapter 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. That's why he's going to ramp it up, right? I'm going to read out the Amplified. It says, therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them in the presence of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh, woe to the earth and of the sea, because the devil has come down to you in great wrath, knowing that he has only a short time remaining, right? So that's why they're ramping it up. He says he's going to ramp it up. And 2000, and this year that we are already in, because they know they have but a short time, so they got to ramp this up because it's over for them. I think this is the last paragraph, and I'm gonna end it. It says Musk has previously suggested that Neuralink could have over 1,000 patients with the implant by 2026. And then November 2024, the company went on a hiring spree searching for manufacturing technicians and micro fabrication specialists as to look to ramp up production, right? So he can ramp up production because why? Their time is short. They know their time is short, right? These elites and people like Elon Musk, Gates, you know, people of that matter, they are just the face of the elites. So I'm gonna go in and off there. I hope was edifying to the elect. And I'm gonna say, call Halayim La Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Bashem Rakakadash. Shalom to the next time Yahweh Ratazah, which means Lord willing, and Wah Abba Wabal.